All right, folks, you are all about to get the insight into how offers get accepted and really kind of the backbone of what a good agent does for you if you get the right agent, right? So when we are out going through the process of doing offers, making offers, there are so many steps, and you are going to learn about all of those steps as we go through this process, right? But today is the main one that you're going to hear about and learn about that you never even thought existed as part of the actual negotiations. My name is Gary Meek. I am living in Sacramento, California. That's our channel. And we are out here showing you guys what's going on in the Sacramento region. We talk a lot about the real estate market. We talk about certain areas and developments and cities, zip codes, price points. But this one right here, we're talking to you guys about the buying process. And I like to get all my buyers to understand the buying process before we even look at actually writing an offer. And today we're going to be talking about the negotiation, the pre-negotiation. So you go out and look at properties and you find something that you guys think is good and you are like, that's the one, we're ready to make an offer. Now, an agent may just go back and let me write the offer for you and let's get you guys signed. A good agent's going to go back and say, hey, you know what? Let me do a little back-end research for you. And sometimes this will happen before you even go see the property. So if you are only looking at one or two properties, the agent might be doing this way ahead of time. And one of the first things they're going to do is they're going to call the other agent. They're going to say, hey, Joe, over at Coldwell Banker, how you doing? This is Gary Meek at EXP, and I've got a client who's looking at your property at 123 Main Street. Tell me a little bit about it. I see it's been on the market for, 1 or 2 days, or maybe it's been 1 or 2 months. Tell me about your sellers. Tell me what's most important to them. And you start to build relationship. Now, I've been in this for 20 years. Half the time when I call, I say, hey, Joe, it's Gary. We did that deal together last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, or hey, you know what? We met at an event, so I know a big deal, a big amount of agents in the area. Now there's 16,000 real estate professionals in the greater Sacramento area, and I'm not saying I know all of them, but I know the ones that are out doing deals. So hopefully it's an agent I've met before, had to deal with before, maybe even just run across at a P-car meeting or run across just here, there, wherever, however, right? So as I'm talking to them, I'm going to start to ask questions about that property. I'm going to start to ask questions about the seller. And I might start to actually kind of negotiate a little bit. So we have maybe a property that's been on the market 30 days and I see that it's listed at $500,000 and they haven't budged on the price. I might say something to the agent like, hey, see you guys been on the market 30 days. My clients really like the house. We're going to go look at it again, maybe a second time. But here's the deal. Man, they really want to come in kind of low. They're, first-time buyers, a little bit nervous. And like I said, I'm just here negotiating. I'm just here talking and trying to build conversation. And I say, hey, they really want to come in, like 450, 460. I told them I think that's a little bit too aggressive and it might have the seller, kind of standoffish and kind of offended. So I was thinking maybe 475. What do you think about that? And I'm feeling out the agent. Oh, yeah, no, yep. My clients would love 475. I think we could probably get that one done at 475. Or, man, no, my clients are really sticklers. And at 475, they're losing money or they're just waiting for the market to adjust. Or, hey, you know what? Maybe I got another offer coming in. And I'll ask, hey, do you have any other offers? What are some of the things that are important to your seller? Does your seller need a rent back? If they need a rent back, how long is it? Is it 5 days? Is it 10 days? Is it a month? I mean, I've seen rent backs as much as 2, 3, 4 months sometimes. Very rarely, but 30 days is very common. And I'll say, hey, listen, we're coming a little low on the offer and you guys want that rent back. So we'll give you the rent back for free. Negotiating again. And of course, I'm just having a basic conversation. I'm obviously not putting anything pen to paper. And I will have asked you questions like, hey, when is your lease up? And hey, if we get this property in escrow today and it closes in 30 days, when do you need to move? Because you might have, a move out date because your landlord's selling your house or your apartment's rent's going up, whatever it is. But I'm starting to ask questions. Hey, what title company do you use over there, Joe? And Joe says, oh, we really like Placer Title. Cool. I like Placer Title as well. Or, hey, I use Chicago. Cool. Who do you use at Chicago? Because I'm just building relationship. I'm asking questions because I want to make sure that when I present my offer, when I come over the offer with him, I'm going to say, listen, Joe, they're pre-approved with my lender. They are putting 20% down. We're putting in a nice big deposit, 3%, Joe. We're putting $15,000 down. And they've got the money stashed away. Grandpa are helping them out a little bit. We've got, my lender working with us. It's a conventional deal, low debt to income ratio. Joe, I really want to make this deal happen. And I don't really want to go back and forth with 4 or 5 counters. So I really want to understand what's most important to your seller so I can write the best offer so my clients have a very good opportunity to get this property. And I'm just trying to get with Joe because ultimately he's trying to sell his property for his sellers. I'm trying to buy this property for my buyers. And so I'm trying to build relationship the entire time. Now, I also am going to tell Joe, hey, Joe, listen, we've got proof of funds. If, we're at 20% down, my lender is fantastic. We're going to be closing in less than 30 days. I wrote a 30-day contract. If that's important, I can write it shorter if you want. And a lot of times agents will say, nope, I don't want it shorter. My clients have to pack. They're moving out of state. So we don't want a shorter escrow. We want the 30-day escrow, and then we want that rent back. So I'm already starting to feel them out. Like I said, we're playing a little game of chess, a dance, whatever you want to call it. And then I tell Joe, hey, listen, Joe, I'm going to send you this offer right after we go see this property for a second time, or hey, we're going out a second time and we're bringing their mom and dad with us. Of course, got a good family there, or maybe they're bringing the kids. And so I'm going to continue to work with Joe, talk to Joe, finesse Joe, whatever. And hey, when I'm at the property, I'm going to be like, hey, Joe, clients really like it. We're going back to the office to write the offer. And, I'll text him and prep him for that. I will then call Joe and say, Joe, I'm writing that offer like we talked about. It's at that $475 price point, but we're giving you guys everything else you wanted. So I'm really hoping we can put this deal together. And if I build a good relationship and another offer comes in, Joe might say, hey, man, I really like everything you're saying, Gary, but we got another offer that's a little bit better. So I'm like, hey, well, at 485, are we going to be able to make this happen? And he says, yeah, 485, I think you'd be in good position. He's not going to tell me, yeah, 485, you win, Gary, because the offer's not written. And everything in our real estate world is written in contract, signed in ink, digitally now. But anyways, I'm going to continue to have those discussions. As soon as I submit my offer and send it over, you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to text Joe and say, hey, Joe, I just emailed you that offer. It's got proof of funds. It's got the approval letter. The lender's going to be calling you, Joe. When do you think we could possibly hear back? Because my clients are just over the moon excited, and I would just love to get into this property as fast as I possibly can and get an answer back so we know that we're moving forward. Or I might even say, hey, Joe, listen, I've already talked to my home inspector and my pest inspector, and if we get this accepted today, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it is, I can have my inspectors out there on Friday so that we got that short window for inspections. We talked about 10 days in one of the other videos. And I'm going to say, Joe, listen, they're going to get earnest money deposit in. We're going to be in underwriting. I'm going to have inspections done. Before day 10, we are going to be rocking and rolling. That is all things that Joe wants to hear, the seller wants to hear. And I'm going to do everything I can from the very, very beginning to negotiate the best deal for you as a client. Now, of course, during this time, I'm also having conversations with you guys. If I say, hey, listen, I know you guys want to come in low, or I say, hey, it's been on the market 30 days. Let's throw something out there a little bit on the lower side. Negotiating for you. I'm trying to get you guys the best deal. I might say come in at $500,000, which is the list price, but let's ask for a $25,000 credit. Let's get that rate bought down as low as we possibly can so you guys have the lowest payment possible. Maybe that's the better deal for you guys. But those are all things that a good agent is going to do for you. They're going to build a relationship. They're going to feel everything out, and they're going to do everything they can to get in communication with that agent so that you get an accepted offer. And those are some of the things that we're going to do for you that not every agent knows to do. I mean, I've been a listing agent. I sold bank repos back in 08, 9, and 10. And I'm going to tell you how many offers that, or how many times I've had a property listed and I get an offer from an agent. No phone call. Offers written terribly, missed signatures. Agent doesn't answer their phone when I call them and say, hey, your signatures are bad, or you don't have a pre-approval letter, or hey, you said that you're putting cash, but there's no proof of funds here. Unfortunately, agents do that. They're not educated enough. But you're working with a great team. We here at Living in Sacramento team, we make sure that not only do we write our offers that way, me and my wife Jennifer, but all of our team. If you're working with one of them, they are going to write this offer the same exact way. They've all been coached and trained by us in my 20 years, my wife's 19, to make sure that they all write offers and do offers this exact same way. So we're going to be working hard for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Look for the next one because it's got some more great information. Talk to you soon.